Construction number 3, a perpendicular from a point on the line. Now, remember what a perpendicular is. Two perpendicular lines form what? They form right angles. So here we're about to construct a right angle. Not with a protractor. We're constructing it with the compass. So in this construction we are given a line L with a point P on the line. So we need to draw one here. So move down on your paper and we're going to draw a line. Okay. And let's make it a line, so put arrows on the ends. And this line has a point on it. Oh, by the way, that's line L. And then it has a point on it. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's near the middle or, the line goes on and on. But for our purposes here, we'll kind of place it near the middle of our picture. And it is point P. Okay? So now we have our given. Most of the time on a worksheet, that would already be there. Okay? So here's a line with a point on it. And we are asked to construct the perpendicular to line L through P. So one of the things when you're doing constructions, you should visualize what are you after. What should the final picture look like when we're done? Where is the answer on this page here? Well, a perpendicular means it forms a right angle. So I can use my compass as a line, as my visual here, and kind of make, that's not a right angle, but that's kind of looking like it's straight up and down with the line there. And so, but where do I want that perpendicular? Well, I want it to go through P. So my visual for my answer looks like this green compass I have here and there. Okay, so there's where the answer is going to be. And no, you can't just go there and draw it. We're going to construct it. But it does help to visualize where it should be so I know that if I get that when I'm finished. So, how many points do we have so far of the line that I'm after? We have one of them. It's P. How many points does it take to make a line? 2. We need 2 points and we have one of them. So all I need is one more point for this line. So we're going to begin by using our favorite arc. And if you remember from previous ones, it is where pushing the little slide part all the way in, and we're going to use this outer hole here if it fits in the diagram, okay? And it will fit with this line we have. Now, please put your center at P. That's the only point we have so far, and we're going to put the center at P. And please press and hold at P. You want to hold that steady so it doesn't move any. And you're going to now, with your pencil, we're drawing an arc, and this arc is going to start on the left side for me because I'm right-handed and go all the way over to the right side, and it intersects the line on the left and the right. So everybody get that done. What part of a circle do we have above this line? That's exactly half of a circle, right? What do we call that? A semicircle? Yes. So we've drawn more, actually, than a semicircle of an arc for this circle. And we now have 2 intersections. And just like we did before, we're going to name them X and Y. Okay? So now, we started with the point on the line. We used our favorite arc. We put the center at P, and we arced from left to right, or vice versa if you're left-handed. And we named those 2 points of intersection. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, we have 2 new points of interest, X and Y. We're going to do the same thing from each one of these. So the next part is a 2-step step here. From X as the center, I now need a measurement on my compass, and if I use my favorite arc, can you look right there and see that in that space, in the hole there, I'm finding point P. So if I use this same measurement, I don't get any new information. You have to stretch and get a new arc, bigger. So we say this is more than halfway. So I'm stretching this, my favorite arc, to be bigger than it was before. Now we do kind of what we did in the last construction. We're going to arc out here above from X, that distance, and don't change the compass now that I've changed it to something larger. Keep it the same for these two steps, and then from Y. So I made my arc more than halfway, and then from X I made an arc, and from Y I crisscrossed that arc, and now we're almost done. We just found the second point of this line that is a perpendicular. There it is. And now very carefully and accurately, you want to be really accurate as you go in and draw these lines. There is my perpendicular. How does that look? These look like right angles? Yeah, they sure do. Okay, there we go. Perpendicular from a point on a line. Now, we have two other perpendiculars we're about to learn. And so this one has a name. Since they all are doing the same thing, but they set up differently, this one we call the semicircle. I'll just say Miss Jones calls it the semicircle because there's three of them. And so when you look at what you have, if you can name it, that helps you remember the steps. So the first step of this one is to draw a semicircle. Okay? All right. You'll get to try that again in a moment.